Prime Minister Trudeau, I've got some burning questions for you. You have obfuscated, you've bobbed, you've weaved. We certainly know you don't mind getting into the boxing ring. But when it comes to what you knew and when with respect to former CDS General Vance, we're getting very little answers from you. In fact, when Global News reporter Mercedes Stephenson and the Globe and Mail reporter Marika Walsh asked you these questions just the other day, you answered very bluntly and gave no information and no further detail. Just have a look.
Now, you've been asked what you personally knew about the allegations against General Vance in 2018, but instead of answering that question, you've pivoted to say what your office knew. So I'm wondering if today you can clarify for Canadians what you personally knew about the allegations against General Vance, whether you knew about them in 2018.
No, we did not. We knew that my office knew there was allegations that were brought forward. We did not know the substance of those allegations until the Global News reporting.
Hi, Prime Minister. Mercedes Stephenson with Global News. I want to follow up on Marika's question about what you specifically knew. I understand that nobody knew the substance of the allegations in 2018, but your office was aware that there were allegations made. We've asked your office what you knew about that. In the last 2 weeks, they just keep telling us that you have nothing to add. So I want to ask you very specifically today, Prime Minister, did you know about any allegations of any concerns of sexual misconduct, regardless of the content, in 2018 or before and when you extended General Vance's term and gave him a raise?
No.
So what did you know at the time?
Thank you. That concludes Prime Minister's time for... Well,
Mr. Trudeau, we always know it's never the crime, it's always the cover-up. So it's a very basic question. Did you know in 2018 about these allegations against former Chief of Defence Staff General Vance? As you saw from, again, the two reporters from Parliament Hill asking you, these very serious allegations came forward, and there has been some inconsistencies, to say the least, not only from testimony from your National Defence Minister, Harjit Sajjan, but also bureaucrats that had been involved in this. So I think Canadians need to have some disclosure here. So will you give us an answer about what you knew and when? To say, Mr. Trudeau, that there's mass confusion when it comes to what vaccines we're getting, when we're getting these vaccines, would be an understatement. So, of course, now we know that your National Advisory on Immunization has said that the AstraZeneca vaccine is not good for those that are 55 and under. Yet the 1.5 million doses that we are about to get from the United States are all AstraZeneca. So, Prime Minister, we know that that's just going to continue and contribute to the added frustration and wait times that Canadians are seeing when it comes to the rollout of the vaccinations. So the question is, does your National Advisory know what they're talking about? Let's go back even further. They were the ones that said we could have a 4-month wait between when we got the shots, whether it was 2 weeks or now 4 months in between the first and the second dose, when the very manufacturers and the companies of these vaccines said, no, we can't actually wait. Does NACI know what's going on? And if they don't, are you asking them to clarify? Are you, Prime Minister, asking them to give answers in order for Canadians to make informed decisions? That's what Canadians need to understand, is when they're going to get their shot and are they safe? Basic stuff, Prime Minister. So the April Fool's joke, Prime Minister, is on us as taxpayers. Of course, you and all the MPs on Parliament Hill are about to get a very significant pay increase to the tune of almost $3,400. Of course, most Canadians didn't even see any increase at all. In fact, too many Canadians saw no salary at all in the last year or significant decreases in their take-home pay. And to add insult to injury, you're about to raise the carbon tax by approximately 33%, making the cost of goods and services in this country even more expensive. So, Prime Minister, why not just say no salary increases for politicians? Why not just say we're not going to do it this year? Yeah, it may be symbolic. It may just be, just one of those small things that you can do, but it would matter to Canadians. And it would actually say, yes, we are all in this together. You've said that repeatedly. We've heard that over and over again when it comes to COVID-19, that we all need to stick together.
That we are stronger together.
As a Canadian, I believe that we all need to work together.
Well, how about you, as the leader of this country, as the Prime Minister, show some leadership by example? and not take your salary increase and not have that April Fool's jokes put upon Canadians. There are always going to be mounting questions for Justin Trudeau, especially as we lead up into an election and as government continues to spend and spend and spend our hard-earned money. But we know we're not going to get much in terms of answers. But we do want to hear from you. Log on to Facebook and Twitter. Let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here